Yeah, I'm wearing this shirt for this video. It's a Sunday. I don't have anywhere to be. You don't have anywhere to be. It's the evening. Tomorrow is a pretty important day because it's Ballon d'Or. It's also that time of the year where it's just horrible takes flying left, right, and center. Honest truth, people just don't care anymore, really. Or they shouldn't. Honestly, for me, I find it difficult to watch. It's just a lot of... They're just edging you from morning to evening to tell you who won it. And they already know months in advance. That's why last year was very much a letdown, not only because of the result, but also because Fabrizio Romano leaked it a month in advance. Ronaldo was right. It's totally a popularity contest now, and when you think about it, and when you break down the rules, who's voting and who's winning, it makes sense. And tomorrow I'll just say it right now, if Yamal wins, then it just proves my point. I'm telling you right now, if the top three is third Dembélé, second Raphinha, and first Yamal, in that order, then I'm completely right. So let's break down who should win, the rules, and who's voting. The voters are 100 journalists from FIFA's top 100 nations. And I can already see there's going to be a bias there. You can pick one journalist, and I'm sure they would have a more accurate depiction of who should win than the aggregation of the 10,000 journalists together. And there's always going to be people who don't really do their research, or they have a certain affinity with a nation or a club or a particular player. And that's how it just becomes a popularity contest. And we know Lamine Yamal's PR team is always working really hard, especially in recent months. But the rules are that the winner should be based on individual performance, impact, team achievement, class, and fair play. From July 2024 to June 2025. People also tend to forget it's across all competitions, so it's for your nation, not just for your club, and it's not just for your domestic. Because people have been saying, oh, Lamine only has 9 goals. And I'll actually defend him here and say he doesn't. He only has 9 goals from La Liga in the 24-25 season. Across all competitions, he has 18 goals and 25 assists. Still not impressive compared to what we have here. Nothing in those rules said it was all about scoring goals. It was about contributions. And there are many other positions that don't score that contributed more than strikers and forwards. But it's all case by case. So I'm going to give you my top 5, and I'll tell you why for each one. And yes, I think I'm definitely better than the 10,000 journalists coming together. I think there's just an issue with that kind of aggregation and sum of a bunch of journalists. If we narrowed that list down, then it would remove some biases and there would be a better Ballon d'Or. But 100 nations and 100 journalists is just way too many people voting, and it skews the vote towards popularity for sure. I want to make some honorable mentions. I'm a Liverpool fan and a Napoli fan, and for this list I have to be unbiased. So my first honorable mention is Scott McTominay. He started the season with United, really rough season, and then after the winter transfer window, he went over to Napoli and he truly proved himself. Many decisive passes, many contributions to goals. At the end of the day, he only had 13 goals and 6 assists, but he really made an impact. He was Serie A's MVP. He scored the winning goal for Napoli to win the title, which was an insane turnaround for Napoli. They were not expecting to win the Scudetto, but he made the difference. It's not to discredit Conte, it's not to discredit Lukaku or the defense, the keeper, but McTominay was the MVP. Surely, what lies ahead from him is definitely going to be great, but and as much as I want to put him in my top 5, I just can't to be unbiased. Next as an honorable mention would be Mohamed Salah. I would definitely want to put him as first so badly because of his career and what he has been able to do throughout his career at his age. He contributed 34 goals, 23 assists, and he won the Premier League with Liverpool. The truth is, as a Liverpool fan, that season was amazing. Winning the Prem was amazing, but it was because of this new Champions League format that made it so difficult for every team. And you got to see the weaknesses of teams, of clubs like Arsenal and Liverpool throughout this last season. And Salah was not able to carry that consistency across every competition, which is very difficult to do, but again, like if I really could, I would put him anywhere 5th to 1st. On the same level, of Salah, but I slightly have him higher, is Harry Kane. This is honestly a very hot take because Salah's in a more competitive league, arguably, and Kane is in a league where Bayern dominates. 41 goals and 14 assists, and they won the Bundesliga. So he's on the same level as Salah, I would say, except he has way more goals. He was a goal-scoring machine, and he changed from a player who wasn't getting as many assists and did not care too much about assists and was more of a poacher, to contributing more to the teammates' success. Fourth, I have Vitinha. Surprisingly, another hot take. 8 goals and 5 assists, and he's just in one of those positions where you don't contribute to goals as much, though he did, with decisive passes included. He's just one of those players that was a key success to not only PSG but Portugal, winning the Champions League, Ligue 1, the French Cup, and the French Super Cup. And of course, he won the Nations League with Portugal. He did contribute significantly for Portugal, but I think it's one of those things where he was a brilliant player, and it's very much like Jorginho. He should be on that top 5, but he's just not as significant to the clubs and teams as other players. I want you to comment your top 5 and give me your reasoning, because I think there's just a lot of takes going around this time of the year. And tomorrow we're going to get the results anyway, so it would be cool to see what you guys think. In third, I have Raphinha. Raphinha scored 34 goals and 25 assists within the window across all competitions, and I think he's definitely the best player for Barcelona. If I didn't include who I have in first and second with such reasoning that I do, Raphinha does deserve it. And I do think if Raphinha wins it tomorrow, I wouldn't be as upset. But I do think it would be a complete robbery if my second and first did not win it. But I have to say, Barcelona did win La Liga, Spanish Cup, and the Super Cup, and they would not have won it without him. And also, I want you to comment your horrible takes about Lamine Yamal deserving the Ballon d'Or. If he wins it tomorrow, which the rumors are saying he does win it, there are just so many rumors flying around, like Lamine Yamal bringing his whole family over to the ceremony, Lamine Yamal planning this big party to celebrate, PSG planning on not showing to the ceremony at all. I hate a lot on Lamine Yamal, but he's very young and there's always potential for more. Second place always goes unmissed, and I would put Donnarumma in second place. He didn't contribute to goals, but I think if we go by the rules, his individual performance for PSG is essentially what won them all of their titles. There were many games, especially in knockout, where it came to penalties or there was a decisive save that had to be made, and only Donnarumma would have been the person to make that save. Donnarumma is just a brick wall, and Manchester City knows that. That's why they got him. Fantastic team achievements across every competition except one. Donnarumma just did not look the same playing in the Italy jersey. I can't say too much about Donnarumma, but I get the impression, based on the injuries and horrible injuries that he had caused, that he was a very reckless player last season, and he is my favorite keeper right now. And I do love the guy, but I do think it puts him one step below who I have winning the Ballon d'Or tomorrow. So my unbiased opinion for the winner of Ballon d'Or is Darwin Núñez. And no, I'm just fucking with you. And winning Ballon d'Or tomorrow, I have Dembélé. Same reason as Donnarumma, except for the faults. Dembélé scored 35 goals and got 25 assists. Slight step up from Raphinha. He definitely had more class, though I wouldn't say he's the classiest of players. There are not too many good players out there who have class anymore. We'll be seeing who wins tomorrow, and I have this feeling I'm just not gonna like it at all. I made this video because I would prefer to change what I can't accept over accepting what I can't change, and by doing this video, I'm just putting it out there that this is what the list should look like. We'll see tomorrow. Bye!